wall itself. That's what we see. We'll just wait for some more people. Again, I'm saying, those of you back there, if you'd like, try to come closer if it's not too crowded for you. It's a good idea. By the way, the next station will be very crowded. We'll stand there for 2 minutes because it's really important, but we'll try not to be there too much. Here, let's take advantage of this more open area as we can, less crowded area as we can. This is the western wall, which means that if we were here, somebody put a candle here. This is going to be clean, probably. Okay. These are not for candles. They're not for notes. They're not for climbing. You could put notes if you'd like in. But these actually holes are not from the original part of the second temple. But first, let's see where we're standing. If we were here 2,000 years ago, this is where we'd be standing. 24 feet, 8 meters above the valley. And to our right, we would see this ancient bridge. What would happen to us if we were here 2,000 years ago? The first thing that would happen, we would fall all the way down, right? Then we'd take the dirt off our clothes. We'd take a look above us and we'd see only sky. Remember, the western wall, a border that was built 2,000 years ago. But these arches are only 700 years old from a late Muslim period, which we call the Mamluk period. 700 years ago. So, this is the western wall. We see here the stones, and we're going to talk about them in a second. I just want to make sure we know these holes are not from that period. In the Byzantine period, between the 4th and 7th century, the Byzantines will have a wall in a valley. And they're going to want to use this wall by adding 3 more walls to this area. Let's make Rachel area to pass. She paid her taxes this year. Manishma? So they're going to add 3 more walls to the western wall, and they are going to use this area as a water cistern. This area is going to be filled with water from the rain 1,500 years ago. But they want to make sure the water won't make its way out between the stones, leak out. How do you say leak? Leak out. Thank you. I'm making my English better as we speak. And they're going to make these holes. They're going to stick these stones inside the holes, and they're going to wrap this plaster layer upon the stone, just like you see over here. Okay. So everywhere you see a hole, there used to be a stone stuck in it, and a plaster layer wrapped upon it. And that's how they're going to make this area water cistern. So if we could just take all of this out for a second, make all the holes straight for a second, and take a look at the original western wall that was built in the late Jewish period. We see these stones. Each stone has a frame. There's no distance between the stones. By the way, there's no cement between the stones. It's a dry build. Depending on the tremendous weight of the stones, which are between 4 to 8 metric tons for an average stone. Now the stones up there, do they have a frame? Do they have cement between them? Some of them does, right? Are they as big and smooth as the stones down here? Not all of them. What do we clearly see? Different periods. What happened to the perfect framed stones that used to be up there? They were thrown down. And here's our second commercial for a free place to go to. After this tour, you can go next to the women's section out there, the open area of the ladies section. You walk to the security stop, and after that, after you pass it towards the dungeon gate, after about 10 meters, 30 feet, you have chairs going down. It's a free entrance. And there you would see 2 things. A small part of this arch, and you'll see this street I'm pointing on right now, an original street from the time of the temple, and you'll see it covered with stones. A lot of stones you'll see there, and guess what? The stones are big, smooth, and they have a frame. You'll see part of the western wall that was thrown down 2,000 years ago. This layer, according to Professor Dan Behat, one of the head diggers here for the last 30, 40 years, this layer is between the 6th and 8th century, or if you early Muslim period, or a late Byzantine period. Now this stone I'm touching right now is also from the time of the Second Temple. It's really, really huge, very big, very smooth, and as you see, it has a perfect frame, very symmetrical. To see how big it is, I'll need 2 volunteers. We won't pick it up, we just want to see how big it is. Okay. What's your name, please? Garrett. And another, what's your name? Lori. Lori, I'm sorry.
Lamed.
Garrett, sure. Garrett, Garrett. Lori is continuing, will go down south. Take a look. Lori, try to look for the end of the stone where the frame comes from the house. That's right. So friends, between Lori and Garrett, we have one big stone. We see it's one stone because it has a perfect frame, and it's only in the edge, it gets higher. This stone is 13.5 meters, that's about 44 feet.